Welcome to Wise Beyond Bitcoin, where you come for education, analysis, and opportunities in blockchain and crypto. My name is Lucas.
I'm Jacob.
And Jacob has some more great liquidity providing farming opportunities in some of those smaller cap, some of those newer, rarer. I would still call them close to blue chip, really, but they're not blue chip. They're like purple chip. They're a little bit more risky, but still connected to some really solid platforms and protocols. And before we get into it, this is just educational information. It's entertainment, and it's not financial advice. We're not here to add your vices, and most people in the traditional financial institutions aren't too familiar with DeFi and liquidity providing, although hopefully that will change with more education, knowledge reaching the masses. This is about for those who are interested in helping these brand new technologies and ecosystems grow. It's a new level of communication. A lot of us who have been around blockchain and crypto are excited about its potential. Hence the Andreessen Horowitz video we made, where even people in the institutional framework can see its potential for helping humanity and for really increasing the efficiency of how we communicate and do business and all that stuff. So I guess speaking of DeFi and doing business and all that stuff, one of those amongst these many, one of the greatest performing, of course, Polkadot, and that's founded by Gavin Woods. And as you know, Polkadot, founded by Gavin Woods, as another smart contract platform to fix issues inherent with Ethereum. And there is also another one called Kusama. And Kusama, what do you know about Kusama?
Kusama is the canary network. So think of it like this. Polkadot is a layer 0 blockchain where everything is built on top of. Kusama is the sister network to Polkadot, where they can have their test environment and make sure that things are working within that environment before they launch over to the Polkadot parachains. And so the Kusama network is kind of like their canary test network. It's where more of the riskier things, the newer things are going to be. But in my opinion, it's also going to be where the most innovation is going to happen, because there is that higher risk to reward ratio.
Absolutely. And Kusama has had it's been one of the stronger performing digital assets in blockchain in the last year. It's really done quite well when it comes to just that price performance of activity. A lot of it's because, as you said, it's where a lot of the testing goes on before things move to Polkadot. So how parachain auctions work and locking up Kusama, just like they'll be locking up Dot and securing a place. So they really vet, and people have to vote before they allow a smart contract to platform to come onto the network. It's a lot different than the Ethereum anyone can code an ERC20 model. So it's interesting. And let's see. We know this is not trading or financial advice at all in the prices, but it's just from October to October, so to speak. You're looking at around $34. Of course, we're closer to November, but still it's around the same thing, 37, $40. And then here, 440. So that's big, a 10x in the last year. Not past performance is not indicative of the future, right? But however, it's a lot of people seeing this are excited about Polkadot, because now the Polkadot auctions and parachains are just starting to kick off. So, and that's expected to be not the test network, but the primary of the two. So we shall see what happens. But what you found on Kusama, which has a lot of exciting development on Kusama, and it's a chain unto itself. It's not a test network like other test networks are. It's an actual chain, and there's some really great stuff. They're just more liberal and quicker to get things going. And one of those things that you want to bring to people's attention.
Shiden. So Shiden is a multi-chain app, and it's a hub for Kusama. So it supports the Ethereum virtual machine and the Web3 assembly. So it's actually it works natively with Polkadot. It works natively with Ethereum. It allows you to be able to use things like the secret network, which is mind blowing. The amount of interoperability built into this network.
I did not even realize Cosmos IBC secret network. Well, huge fan of that, Lunaterra, and a lot of these really great platforms. So yeah, we will be doing an extensive video on those ecosystems as well. But wow, Shiden and what they're doing with on Kusama, that's beautiful. It's another beautiful extension to our multi-chain series that the last two, the resources that you showed, those were great, brother. AnySwap, that was good. And multi-chain, building bridges to various blockchains, Ethereum, secret network, Cosmos, and other IBC for sure. But of course, stuff that's connected to Kusama as well. So that's cool. Very cool. And there's something else. So let's say you're on the Shiden network and you want to, you're like, well, this Shiden network, this looks like I want to be a part of that, right? Because that's not something that's easy to jump into. But let's say you they watch the AnySwap video and they watched you explain how easy it is to transfer from Ethereum to Shiden or from different things. So here we are, we're on the Shiden network. You have found a place, a DeFi 2.0 place where people can go with their Shiden and other Shiden related digital assets, and they can store these, lock these up, provide liquidity, farm them, and earn, a return for providing value to these ecosystems. That's what I love about this, because when you talk about providing liquidity, you're talking about, instead of taking the Bitcoin and leaving it in your paper wallet, you're allowing a smart contract for people to make use of it. You're putting it up for people to make use of it for liquidity, but you're not giving up the keys, and you're able to take those LP tokens and cash them out and return that share of the pool. So it's beautiful how the growth of DeFi is a grassroots development. And Shiden, you want to talk about brand new? Jacob, this is one of
this is brand new. Like, what I love about the Shiden ecosystem is that it's a new ecosystem. It's not it's so early that you have these ridiculous percentages. Not only can you swap natively with a basically in a Uniswap clone, you can swap whatever tokens that you need to swap. And with BoltSwap, there's a lot of tokens to pick from. You could pick the relay token if you want to use the relay chain, or you can pick whatever that you want to use. But however you bridge your assets over, you can swap them, and then you can provide liquidity. And there's so many to choose from. On top of that, if you were to check out the farms, the insane just APR that you can earn, even with stable coins. I mean, if you scroll down just a little bit, you can actually see that DAI and USDC, just by pulling your two different stable coins together, you can get a 74% APR return. And that's not including compounding interest that you can add on top of that.
So that, as Ryan, we've pointed out, and that's a great point. These APRs are paid out in the native Bolt token, and that value of that token can go up or down. It depends upon many things. There's a great potential of the value of the token going up in time as these protocols grow, but that's not guaranteed. Regardless, as you mentioned, even if the value were to slightly decrease, the APR is so high that the return you're getting in compounding interest, you've got access to harvesting the rewards on these daily, frequently, weekly, constant access. It's really just about gas fees. And that's what's great about these other networks, is that to transact on them is a fraction of the cost that it is on Ethereum, which is why they are really just starting to get legs and take off. Good find. And that's a good strategy. For many people, they don't want to be exposed to the volatility of Bitcoin and Ethereum and these others at the moment, considering the high prices. And they'd like to just kind of take profit and just take a little off the table right now and just, but keep it in the digital asset space. And what a better way to use your stable coins than whether it be the Phantom Network, which we did a video on that. And we're going to show some other chains, how you can add value and partake of those ecosystems. But when it comes to the Shiden network on Kusama and how it's bringing all these different chains together, how cool is that? If you would like to provide liquidity, got our liquidity providing video, you know where to go. We're going to leave the links below. BoltSwap.io. And you're going to come and you're going, no liquidity found. That's because I don't have anything. Add liquidity. You'll click, and then you will put the tokens. Let's say, oh, I'm bullish on Shine. Look, they got AVAX. They got the Bolt token. And you saw those pairs and those pools. And that's kind of how it works. You know, you put 50-50 in, you get an LP out, you farm it somewhere, and you
cash it all out.
you cash the farm token out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's basically how it works. And that's cool. Good find. Another beautiful protocol.
One thing I want to speak on though is just to really emphasize how early we are. Just look at the insane APR on the Bolt USDC pair. That is over 2% return per day. And the craziest part about it is you can actually, if you click that little drop down by the APR, by the percentage symbol.
Right here.
Right, the other one to the left.
Oh, that one, that APR.
Yeah. You can actually, let's say you staked for 30 days and you used $5,000 and you staked for 30 days and you compounded the interest every day. Well, at the end of that 30 days, if it was to stay at the current rate, even if the token price was to cut in half, you're walking away with $10,000. But if the token price stays the same, you're walking away with $20,000. With these insanely high APRs, it's just, you just double and triple your money in these farming tokens. And it's just a matter of the farm token price and that volatility.
We need to hurry this video up so I can do this.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. We need
hurry
to
up. Hurry up while these rates are here. You know, these things don't last long, and you know, all this stuff is higher, but it is early on, and you look at other governance tokens, and early on they often tend to, as they get more popularity and more market growth, market share, they grow in value. So, but really, I mean, any of these, even on the DAI USDC stable pair, that's just, and more liquidity offered, still it's so young. Look at this 100,000. It's just so, I mean, Shiden network off of Kusama itself is so early and so young. So to have these ecosystems built and developed to partake, just beautiful find, brother. I'd say this is great. I'm sure that there are more stuff going on that we're not aware of, but if you're big in the Shiden community and you want to drop it in the comments, please let us know some other premium places and we will add it to the list, because this is exciting. I remember being bitter that I was supported Kusama, but did not have an opportunity to partake in the Shiden auction when it took off. So I've paid no attention to what's gone on with it until you've shown this to me. And now I'm no longer bitter. Now I'm excited to be a part of it again. I was never bitter, but I forgot it. I just thought, oh, I can't do anything with it now. I'll wait till later. And there's so much going on in crypto. So this is cool. Very excited about this. And Kusama, the canary network of Polkadot. Is there anything else on BoltSwap in particular? I know we've talked about liquidity. People can figure that out. They got a swap there. They have a bridge coming soon. But we've already showed where you can bridge any swap and others to get to Shiden. So that's no big deal. Let's see. What about PolkaEx? Are you ready to talk about PolkaEx and what that can do for people in crypto in the Shiden network?
So PolkaEx is another AMM, kind of like BoltSwap. However, they're a little bit even earlier, in my opinion. The high APRs aren't the same here. There is insanely high APR, but it's just not at that same level. They have many different tokens that you can swap from, a lot of different stable coins, some very popular coins, BNB, Ethereum. But the interesting thing that I like about PolkaEx is the farms itself. So if you click on farms up at the top there, they are going to have not only farming for the tokens themselves, but in the future, you're going to be able to stake your NFTs. And I think that's super interesting. It's not something that's out yet.
Yep.
But it's there.
Very cool. Very cool. And PolkaEx, for those who are familiar with Sushi Swap or Uniswap, the original AMMs, like you said, and there are several AMMs. We covered some on Phantom, Spooky Swap, Spirit Swap. These decentralized exchanges, as you know, are built by people creating value through these LPs, providing liquidity and locking it up on the chain. And therefore, people are earning the rewards by BYOB, be your own bank. And once you get it off of these centralized exchanges, or you quit, sitting back, and people who are, I guess they buy the ETFs and purchasing the price and the shares of, there is a rich, vibrant ecosystem here in the world of blockchain and crypto. When you hold the tokens, when you have a Web 3.0 wallet, DeFi isn't just holding a Dogecoin and hoping that the price goes up. DeFi is really partaking in protocols that are created with intention to add value and to provide service for people that share that value and appreciate it in a decentralized, autonomous, organizational way all over the world, blockchain style, which is why you see a copy paste on different chains, because when something works, you make a couple tweaks, but beyond that, you continue with that. And we're seeing a beautiful development iterations of these automated market makers, these DEXs. And we can see your project apply now for different pools. And the farms that are hot right here tells you, and the ones that are active, you want to find the ones that are hot and active. That's usually the best way to do it. And of course, you come on in here and you do your swaps. You can get on the Shiden network, you can get stable coins, you can get wrapped Bitcoin, you can get wrapped Shiden, as similar to wrapped ETH on the ETH network. Very cool find. And this is, Shiden network providing liquidity, where to go. Just thank you very much, Jacob. This is awesome, brother.
Oh yeah, Well, DeFi degens, we're looking for those high APRs, the high APYs, taking those farm tokens and putting them into stablecoin.
Yeah, and that's it right here. And when you're on these networks that transactions are so cheap, you can harvest those rewards daily, and you can compound it, or you can just pull it off the table and just put it into stable coins and just daily allow that to work for you. Either way, there's a lot of fun strategies. If you have a great strategy, leave it in the comment. Let us know what you like to do. Let us know some great projects out there, because we surely can't figure all of them out. We barely know the tip of the iceberg, and we rely upon the good word, the pulse, and the network of all those who are in the space growing and learning about this together. So thank you for hitting that like button. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for subscribing and the notification bell and all that good stuff. It helps get this educational content and these opportunities out there early on. Thank you, Jacob.
Yeah, no problem. Before we go, one last thing I just want to mention is a quick plug on the topic of liquidity providing. A lot of people forget about impermanent loss, so I just would love to be able to just link the impermanent loss calculator. Honestly, if you just Google impermanent loss calculator, it's the first thing that pops up. It's an imperative tool when you're a farmer, and the reason why is the price difference between the two tokens actually affects your yield when you enter in that market and when you exit that market. It's important to be able to know how much you're actually making after your losses. And so with this tool here, you can enter the price of any token, token A, enter the price of any token, token B, when you entered the market, and then you can enter the prices of what they're at currently to look at the impermanent loss that you have. So this is a very important tool to use.
And we've talked a little bit about it, Ryan. We've talked about it on some of the videos, but not, this is a great resource, and we haven't shown this, and this is good for timely, for choosing timely exits. Another strategy is waiting out, just like you don't sell the dips, you don't sell when it's down market, and you don't take the loss. You just you hodl and you wait for the market to recover. Another strategy is, often you'll find in crypto that different cryptos pump at different times. So if one of your cryptos pumped and you earned fees on it, but you made a loss on the impermanent loss, you can hodl that liquidity position until the other crypto does a equal or similar or close to that of a pump, and really mitigate the permanent loss by the time you take your LP out. So it's really just about the change in the ratio in prices drastically over time. But being able for those to equalize is one way and generate fees. Also, you've got those APRs that you generate in the tokens at the same time to offset the impermanent loss. So when you're making that really ridiculous APR that you can compound the interest that you were showing earlier, it makes the impermanent loss kind of not really not a big deal and worth providing the service. So, everyone must make that calculation. I say one of the things I think of is, well, are you in it for the long term, or are you trying to make a short term? If you're in it for the long term to build value in the ecosystem, then you're less likely to be hit with huge impermanent loss, because you're going to be around to, add value and have value returned while you're partaking in the ecosystem. So I look, but it is something to think about. And this calculator will show you what the problem is. So let's say there's not a big growth in, well, that's a doubling for token A. And this is not a doubling, less than. So token A doubled Oh, we want to talk about crypto, right? So let's say token A doesn't just go a double. Let's say it goes times 4 and it's $12. And then token B, normally when that does, other tokens go up a lot. But let's say that this token goes down to 200, goes a loss, which is rare. That happens, then you would have had an impermanent loss of 25%. Right.
Oh yeah, and it's important to know these things because this is the risk mitigation tools that you need to use as a farmer. If you don't use these tools, you don't know your impermanent loss risks unless you're writing down and taking notes on your entry points and your exit points.
And it's why a lot of people like to do stablecoin pairs, because if you're providing liquidity in stable coins, then your impermanent loss risk is 0. So, something to think about for sure. I I I usually put aside a small amount, if whatever is using to provide liquidity because of impermanent loss in this. I think of it as an amount that I'm okay with it being up or down on the impermanent loss, because I know that there's rewards being generated through farming. I know there's rewards being generated through the fees from the LP token itself, and the reward for adding value to these ecosystems. What makes these exchanges possible is people providing liquidity. So, let's say, but here's what it doesn't show. Let's say you take a little bit of a loss, impermanent loss in providing liquidity. But while you did that, all these tokens, this one 10x and this one only 2x, or this one 10. The point is that we all benefit from these ecosystems flourishing together. So impermanent loss aside, the growth and the value of these tokens can absolutely offset whatever impermanent loss is really just an opportunity cost calculator. It's not saying that you're actually losing money. It's saying that had you done this instead and just held on to your tokens, you would have been better off. It's a hindsight 2020 calculator. It's not saying that you physically lost money, because very often, if you look at the price of the crypto before you provided LP and you look at the price of the crypto afterwards, you tend to people tend to do pretty well regardless. So that's something to think about too, if you want to look at the positive. But what is there anything else, brother? Or do you think we pretty much covered Shiden network, BoltSwap, and of course impermanent loss calculator? We'll link this as well.
Yeah, I think we covered everything.
Cool. Well, again, thank you very much. This is huge. Hashtag Kusama, hashtag Shiden network, and BoltSwap, and very, very cool. Very early. And with knowing that impermanent loss calculator in mind, does that add more value? Tell us in the comments. Does that add more value now to looking at the 74% APR on 2 stablecoin pair, right? Let us know. But until then, have a beautiful day and namaste.
Later.